Hello, brothers and sisters. I hope all is well, as always. It's kind of a crappy day outside today. We're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow here in the Twin Cities, so that's not fun. But other than that, I have a lot to share. I have a lot is going on right now. A lot of different things are happening, and good things. Not no bad stuff, which is good. The first thing I want to share is I met a second time now with Brother Phil at Episcopal Homes. I spoke to him once before because I want to go into parish ministry. I think that'd be a very good fit for me, because I'm a very patient person, and I just like to help people any way I can, and parish ministry is all about like going out, and being there for somebody or a family or whenever they think this is it, it's over, we don't know what to do, you are the guidance in that light, and you kind of bring them back, you bring them back to say, God's here, he's here with us, no matter how bad the situations can be, he's always here, he never leaves. And so I'm thinking of going into seminary, it's something that my family has told me I should do for a long time. Didn't think anything of it, but after speaking with him, the reason for my visit is I wanted to meet with him again, so we set up a time. I came in. He said that they had problems with their sound system. So I went there to help them out and try and figure out like what's what, and say, because they have 3 chapels in that whole area. I don't know. It's huge. The building is humongous. It's like a maze. Like we were just, I didn't even know where we were, And but we came to the first chapel, and he said that they use body packs just like us, but they have the clip-on mics, not the over-the-ear, which is different, which I like preferably better than the over-the-ear for many reasons. But we found out, he said that they were getting some feedback in their worship services, and if I could look at and see what the deal is. And in the first chapel, they don't necessarily have a soundboard, it's just in this back wall, they have like a rack, and it has, mic 1, 2, 2, 2, and it has volume levels, and then it has a master level. Well, what I saw from just a short time in that area was that the master level was really high. So what I explained to Brother Phil was that when this happens and you say turn up the volume, you have a little bit of headroom. There's not much headroom there. But if you turn the master down, you increase your headroom, you increase the ceiling for the sound to travel. So if it's all the way cranked, you could have it at just a little bit and it'd feed back because there's no room for it to go, But I said leave it at like 2 or 3, and then just adjust your mics from there. Just the mics. Don't touch the master. Just have that. So you have a ton of headroom. Nothing's gonna feed back in that way. And then we went to the Elite Chapel, which is the most like a more traditional style, the stained glass windows, very beautiful. It's a beautiful place. But he said that like this one had a projector screen in it, It wasn't like ours, which is freaking huge, but it was something. And he said the problem they were having was that the projector would show up on the screen, which is good. That's a good start. But he said that they weren't getting any sound out of, like, if they wanted to play a YouTube video or a DVD, they couldn't get any sound, so they weren't able to accommodate people with that. So I said, okay, let's look at it. So we ran the it was going in HDMI, which is video and sound now, which is amazing. That one cable can do that. It's crazy, man. But we traced it back, went into the projector, pulled it out. We could hear it playing. So I said, okay, that's not the problem. The projector's fine. So we plugged it back in. It wasn't anything. So I said, okay, where's the... And they had a board, and it was in like this back closet. I'm like, what's going on? I feel like I'm in the closet. And we were looking at it, and I said, okay, what channel? Because it wasn't really labeled very well. So I said, what channel is this supposed to be going through? And he pointed me to, and it's these two audio left and right cables that went into this channel. And I'm looking at, and the gain's good. It's not overpowering. The volume's up. That's fine. And the funniest thing is, when I was looking at it, there wasn't really much light in there, so I couldn't really see very well. But it looked like all the channels were unmuted, but that wasn't the case. I said, well, let's just try it for just kicks. Let's try it, So I hit it, and lo and behold, it works now. It was muted the whole time. It was so funny. I said, you'd be very surprised how much that happens. I said, it happens to me all the time. Something super simple, and it's like, we're just going around the problem, But he was very thankful that I was there to help them, and that the older folks can now experience worship in a better way. So that's always a plus, Because when you go to worship, you want to have a very positive experience. You want probably 99% of the service to go right. You want to be there to feel comfortable, and if something doesn't work, that kind of takes away from what you're there to worship. And in our staff meeting this Thursday, I'm going to bring up a thing I've been thinking about for a very long time. It's like when we have like offering and a communion, we always have the words on the screen for people to sing along. That's great, that's fantastic, but I don't like it. Personally, I feel it's very distracting. It takes away from what is supposed to be have your mind set on. Like with offering, we shouldn't, the offering is there for them to take some time to just let go of things, and give to the church, to just not necessarily pay attention to the song, but have it there to be like an anchor, and to help them, just because offering's usually like a very laid back song. It's not very, the tempo is very slow. It's not necessarily very fast, and same thing with a communion too. I feel like that's probably the worst. We shouldn't have anything up there, because the one reason we're not there, because if you're walking up to accept your sins and have them be forgiven, you don't want to keep looking up at the screen, because now your mind is only focused on the singing, and it's not focused on what it's supposed to be. So I think we shouldn't have anything up there. It's not, and people say that's lazy. That's not lazy. It's taking away from what it's supposed to be. We need to focus on the moment, Enough with these distractions. Have the band play, or the liturgist and pianist play, but no words. Just let them go, Let them have more freedom, And it... And even us back in the booth allows us a lot of freedom to just kind of take a step back now and say, okay, this is a time, no words are up there. We don't have to worry about the slides. Just hang back for a sec, You can go up and have communion. I don't have to watch it, because nothing's going on, And it gives us a time to just kind of come back with everybody else, for real. So I'm definitely gonna bring that up. But that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to change too much, but I feel like, every voice should be heard regardless of what it is. But on to my next thing. I got some records, guys. I went to the Fetus in at least a year. At least. Because money's been tight. Like I said, man, money's been tight. But since I went away from Goodwill, I left there because it was just It's too much for me. I was being used, and I wasn't being appreciated. And I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done, And now I just work at church, which I love. I love it. I love this experience. It's not as much money as I would be getting with both jobs, but what's nice about the church is they're willing to step up and say, hey, we got stuff for you to do. We'll get these hours back. And they have, which is fantastic. I thank them for that. That's very generous of them. Because I'm now making the same amount of money I would with both jobs. And that's fantastic. That's what I wanted. I'm making like $600 a paycheck, which is both jobs combined. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's the same as what I was making, so I didn't lose any headroom, and this gives me more chance to be more involved in the church. That's what I wanted. If I just got paid more, it would work out, but money is not an issue, I don't focus on that, because if you focus too much on it, then you lose yourself, But I'm very thankful that I can be completely open now to any suggestions or comments or recommendations, like, hey, are you available? Yeah, I can come whenever you guys need me. It helps everyone out so much with anything. And now that Pastor Keith is here and he's installed, we did that yesterday, he's gonna want a lot from me now too, because he's new. He wants to get in with this transition. He has a lot of ideas to share with me, and I can be completely transparent with it, and no anything trying to stop me from that, like, oh, I can't, I got this. No, you have my full attention, and it's great. I thank God for that I was able to. It was time for me to leave Goodwill. It was time, it just got to a point where it was just too much, I just couldn't take the being used, but that's a topic for another time. Like I said, I went to the Fetus. It's been a long time. I got 3 records, and then I got 1 off Amazon. But the first one is a band I just found out about. I didn't know much about them, but Cigarettes After Sex. This is fantastic, guys. This music isn't for everybody, though. I'm just going to let you know that right now. It's not for everybody. It's very slow. It's kind of a slow burn. That's what this is. It's not high tempo. That's not what you're expecting. It's very melancholy. It's very slow. It's sad. But it's fantastic. And the lead singer's vocals are just mind-blowing. Oh my gosh. So this isn't something you want to race into or race through. That's not the point of this record. But if you like kind of like a slow burner, this is Cigarettes After Sex. This is their latest one. This is an old album now. This was 2011, 7 years ago. Never had this. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm With You. Have all their records now. Oh no, I don't have the very first one. I don't have that, but I have everything else. And this is one I didn't have, and I was able to get it. I saw it every time there. I think it was the same one. Who knew? But this isn't their best, in my opinion, but it's still very great. I mean, the Chili Peppers don't put out a bad record. That's not what they do. But definitely, this thing is fantastic. So I'm glad to have picked this thing out. This is awesome. I have this album in the collection. I got it. Me and my dad went out to off Craigslist, and we found this guy who was selling a bunch of records. This was a long time ago, and this album was in there. It was used, of course, but he wanted to get rid of some. They're super cheap. Like, I got like 10 for like $10, $1 a piece. Like, it's ridiculous. But I wanted to get the original pressing of this. I wanted to get how it was presented when it was released. And the album I'm talking about is Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor. This is how it's presented, man. This is it. This is all it was. It was in a paper bag. That was it. And the album is actually a paper bag for real. And then the album is inside of it, which is which is fantastic. It's such a great album. Just amazing. And I love I was able to get the plastic or the, why did I say plastic? Paper bag, good lord. I was able to get how it was presented all the way back those years ago. So that's a very good one for me. This one is controversial. I know a lot of people don't like this band. I understand. But this album was produced so well. I am just blown away. Who? Roadrunner Records. Yeah. I don't know who mixed this. Oh. Randy Staub. But the mix is freaking huge. And this is an album that I wanted on vinyl for a very long time, but it was never on vinyl. It was just pressed maybe this year or last year. Probably last year. For the very first time. And it's a monster of an album. It is just fantastic. And it's Nickelback. All the right reasons. Just a good album. I know you guys have opinions about this, but I like this. Is probably one of my favorites. It just starts off so heavy, man. I cannot wait to listen to this. It's something that I wanted for a very long time. It's one of those ones you're like, oh, I really hope they press this eventually, and they did. They did press it, so that's awesome. That's fantastic. It was diamond certified. That's fantastic too. But I think that is all I have for music and information to share. But stay warm if you're in Minnesota. Don't go out if you don't need to, man. It's just nasty out there. The roads are slippery. It's snowing. You're supposed to get like 3 inches max. It's not going to be fun. So drive safe. Safe travels to anybody who is traveling in this weather or even going to work or anything. Just drive safe and don't drive like everybody else who's stupid and thinks that they can go 80 in ice. That's always fun to see. But peace and love, brothers and sisters. Just have an awesome day, okay? Just take some time for you. Take some time to just stop and think. Be here in this moment because that's what's important. That's what is important. I'll catch you guys soon. I love you all so much.